Welcome to Twin Peaks Unwrapped. I'm your host, Ben Durant, and beside me is...
JC Hotchkiss and Nadine.
And Brian Kazaska, Twin Peaks fan.
That's right.
That's what
Check out the shirt, guys.
Yeah, and I brought, it was going to be Laura Palmer.
I told Brian that we should have had that skeleton that's in his back, and that should have been your seat, and we could have pretended that was you all night.
I know. I wanted to wrap it in plastic and get a blonde wig, and it would have been Laura Palmer. But awesome. That would have been morbid, I know, but it would have been cool. But it didn't work out.
And for our listeners of audio, I'm Jacoby here.
Yes.
So it's our Halloween 2018 show.
Yes.
Live.
Oh, my God.
Live on Twitter, so share away. Share the little link below while you're watching so others can enjoy in the Halloween fun.
Yes.
Share. It's been a few months.
It has.
What have you been up to? What has 25 Years Later site been up to?
Well, 25 Years Later site has been up to a lot. We've been doing a lot. We've been expanding our TV film coverage. But our newest thing that we're very excited about is, as some of you may be who are subscribers and readers to the site, we have our Horror Fridays. So it fits in right into the Halloween theme. Horror Fridays will continue. And also, drum roll, we have Shudder Saturdays. So you guys know what Shudder is, right? Shudder is like a Netflix for horror, and they do new and old films, horror films, and you could subscribe. It's a subscriber channel.
Yeah.
But the cool thing is, 25 Years Later is covering a lot of Shudder. We're officially covering for Shudder on Saturdays, so we'll be posting a lot of new work.
Wow.
Yep. Thanks to Valerie Thompson. Thanks, Val.
Can
That's
you give
so
us?
cool.
Can you give you a preview of what is coming up?
Well, I know that I saw some of the films today. They're doing a whole Argento series, which I know John Sheesby is a huge Argento fan. For those that Suspiria is coming out, which was Argento's movie before, but a lot of I think it's a set of 6 films by him. Yeah, they're going to kill me because I'm not. But I just saw it today, so forgive me.
All right.
But it's a really cool relationship, and we're really excited to be a part of it. And Shudder's excited to have us support them. So it's a really great partnership that's going to be on. So Shudder Saturdays, look out for it. You're going to see.
Because Shudder is Halloween 24/7.
Yes.
Or horror movies.
Well, horror 24. Yeah. Horror.
So this is going to be going on for the remainder of the year.
Yeah. Oh, remainder and hopefully in the future
wow,
too.
So
that's
cool.
very cool. But some of the films are not okay, if you're a horror baby like I am, certain movies don't bother me and certain do.
Yeah.
It's a well mix of films, for the horror, wimps, as Hannah Sear wrote.
There's a Christmas horror movie. Oh God.
Krampus?
Well, Krampus is
Black
good.
Christmas?
Yeah, Black Christmas.
Yeah, see, I know, this is the funny part. I know all the horror movies, I just don't tend to watch them all.
Black Christmas is considered a classic for horror films.
Okay.
Watch that one.
Okay.
Krampus is something I've been dying to see.
But you haven't seen it?
No.
Well, see,
it came a couple years ago.
Okay, so if there's different genres, there's slasher and there's gore and there's suspense films. I guess I fall somewhere in between the suspense films and I watch all the vampire stuff. Sorry, I like the vampire stuff. Like last week, I was homesick from work, and there was nothing on TV, but there was Bride of Chucky, which I did watch, which I've watched every time, and I don't know why. It's Jennifer Tilly. I just like her voice or something.
Yeah.
And the remake to Fright Night was on.
Oh, wow.
Do you remember the original?
I remember the
Fright Night
original.
with Chris Sarandon and William
that was
Ragsdale
great.
and Roddy McDowall. So this was the cool part. Number one, I didn't know that David Tennant played Roddy McDowall's character. That was pretty cool.
That's really cool.
Anton Yelkin played William Ragsdale, and that made me sad because he's gone and no longer with us. But Colin Farrell was the vampire. But Chris Sarandon has a cameo in it where he gets killed, but it's hysterical because he walks out and you're just like, oh. And then for that split second, and then he's dead. But
nice.
So, but it wasn't, it wasn't the greatest film. But
I
it
do
was
remember it
decent,
because of Colin Farrell.
Yeah.
Wow.
Have you guys checked out on Netflix Haunting
Hill House? All our crew. There's a lot of our crew that's watching it that loves it. They love it. I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
I haven't had Netflix.
I'm hoping to finish it by tomorrow for
Halloween.
So.
Yeah.
But,
were you as scared as they're saying? It was so freaked out and stuff.
I think it's a good balance. I think it's not gory, but it's
that suspense. It's that jump scare. Those jump scares.
It's more what I like is the thrill and jump scares, but it's not gory.
Right.
Yeah, and our friend, Jacoby there, Tamlin.
Russ Tamblyn.
Russ Tamlin is actually he makes an
he's in
appearance
it?
in it.
Oh, does he? 'Cause he was in the. Wasn't he in the original?
Yes,
the
he was in
original
the
with
original.
the.
I think I don't know. It was from the '60s.
Was it Vincent Price?
I don't know if Vincent Price. I can't remember.
All right,
now.
hold on. I'm putting. Sorry. Let's have him hold it.
But he was in the original, so it's kind of a nice nod.
Yeah. All right. So I'm going to say this right now because I'm going to take this off. You guys know I'm trying to be Nadine. Wendy Roby, you are a genius because I just had that on for what, 10 minutes, 5 minutes,
I know.
and it's so distracting.
The
so the
eye
fact
patch
that
for-
you did 2 and then now count 3 seasons of Twin Peaks wearing that eye patch, I don't know if you had a hole in it so you could see. I don't know, but you
Hopefully.
are. I'm bowing down to you and your acting skills because this is just going to remain on my head now because I can't
I don't know how
do
long
it.
I can wear these glasses.
Yeah, I was going to
because
say.
Well, you look good, Ben. You
Russ
should wear
Tamblyn,
Good,
you're
but
good
it's a
for
little
wearing those.
trippy,
Yeah.
and if I'm looking at red and blue, it's a little trippy, 3D and stuff.
Yeah.
So we'll see how long I can do it. But actually, I put it down a little bit, and I guess that's kind of sometimes how Jacoby wears it. He kind of
That's true.
Howdy from England because I'm looking at our thing
And
here.
to
so.
round off, just to put a cap on this conversation about horror stuff, Ben saw Halloween, and I saw Halloween
Did you
separately.
Halloween?
I have not seen Halloween.
But I think we pretty much agree. I wasn't thrilled with the ending. I don't want to spoil it
No,
for
we didn't
anybody.
agree.
No,
No, we did not agree.
Because
Yeah.
you like the ending.
I think it's empowering. Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's funny because I read about it. I didn't go see it, but I read about it, and it's a passing of the torch.
I know.
That's
I
what
felt
it is.
Generations, about generations.
I felt so unsatisfied.
Well, sorry.
Yeah.
That's let me tell you something.
And honestly-
There's most horror films. I mean, to be honest with you.
I mean, the only Halloween movie that was ever good was the first one. I mean, there was arguably
Yeah, wait. You got to go. Where's Holiday?
none of
Godfrey
those
for
Halloween
this?
movies are good.
Okay. Did you have you read the site lately? Because Holiday makes a good argument for one
Halloween
of the
2,
Well, Halloween 2 doesn't follow is like witches.
No, that was
Season of the
3.
Witch. That
Yeah.
was
That was 3.
Yeah,
What was
and
that
that's what
3?
she talks about. She
Halloween
talks about that one being
2
the best one.
makes it, then all of a sudden Mike Myers is her brother. Then that muddies up the water. Then you have Season of the Witch, which has nothing to do with anything. Then you have 4, which was more or less, it kind of felt like it was the same movie. And then you go to the H2O stuff, which I saw. I saw the H2O in the theater. And
Is that the one? Which is the
That
one? The
was
Rob
what-
Zombie one? Didn't Rob Zombie direct one of them?
yes, he
Couple
did.
years
He
ago,
did the
maybe.
remake of 1, which
Oh,
I
okay.
actually liked more than
But,
this one.
Okay.
Jamie Lee Curtis wasn't in that, right?
He, I like the Rob Zombie Halloween 1. I've never seen his sequel. But when it goes to the original stuff, H2O was the Jamie Lee Curtis coming back.
Okay.
Now, this Halloween movie ignores everything but 1.
which is smart.
That's it.
Right.
And I would say, on a personal level, this was better than every Halloween movie since 1.
Okay.
But I don't.
But you didn't like the ending.
I didn't like the ending because I was kind of hoping for
Don't ruin it.
it not
Don't ruin it for
to. You know,
everybody.
I just
To
wanted
continue,
I
you
did-
wanted it to end.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I was
Like
it's-
the people
yeah.
that are saying, okay, Twin Peaks, was it an ending or was it something else?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And for me, I thought, boy, you have 3 generations of women that they come off very strong. I've seen a lot of like scary movies. At least I think of thrashers.
Slasher.
Slashers. I'm sorry, slashers, where it seems like, oh, the half-lit naked lady is running away from the bad guy, and it's just she seems always weak, and then you have 3 strong women that were going up
It's
against
definitely
Michael.
it's definitely the sign of the times. It's
Yeah.
definitely they made this movie to be more of an empowering type.
Yeah.
Film.
For me, I thought the humor was better than anything.
Humor's great too.
yeah. Well, and Jamie
Yeah,
Lee
the-
Curtis
you
is
liked
extremely
it, then.
witty. So
Yeah, I liked it, but like I said, I just felt I was just kind of like. But here's 2 factors when you see a horror movie. Seeing a horror movie in a full theater, even if it's bad, it's a great experience. I saw it 2:00 on a Friday with an empty theater. So
Yeah, I guess.
I was
Yeah.
missing the experience
Yeah.
of the thrill, of the ride, you know?
Which is kind of ironic because there is a piece I'm writing. I'm actually writing a horror piece for Horror Fridays. It's going to be next Friday, the 9th.
Mm-hmm.
And it's about old school horror movie called The Tingler. Has anybody ever
The
heard of that?
Tingler, no.
No.
Okay. It's an old Vincent Price film. I'll give a few little spoilers. You'll have to read my piece to read it all. But
Yes.
it's it was based on, there was a genre of horror film by a director by the name of William Castle who wanted to capture that scare and fright you get from horror movies. So he would do these like things to the theater.
Oh, yeah, I know
All
what
right,
you're
do you remember
talking about.
John Goodman and Matinee, the
Yes,
movie?
Matinee,
okay,
yes.
that's based on William Castle.
They would shoot like water,
or they would have, or
smells.
it smells, or they would have something under the seats.
Yes,
So it's my
yes.
mother, and why I approached this film particularly is this was one of the first horror films my mother saw in the
Oh,
movies.
that's awesome.
And she remembers my grandmother saying that you could hear the screams outside the theater, and what they would do is they'd have an ambulance parked outside because it was all part of the shtick that it would frighten you to death, and that you'd have to
Yes.
run outside. You know, people would be running from the theater, and
That's exactly what
Yeah.
with a horror film. I think you have to go into a theater with a big crowd of people, and I think it's fun.
because you feed off each other.
Yes.
There's going to be the stronger people, then there are the people that are the wimps that are watching
Yes.
through their hands. You know,
Like,
I mean, I'm
so
not that bad.
I will definitely take points off myself when it comes to my opinion of Halloween, because I should have saw it like a Friday night, not Friday afternoon.
Right.
But
I had an almost empty theater, but I had one guy that was maybe two from me, and he was talking the whole thing. He was, no, you didn't just do that. Why are you going back? I thought it was funny just to have somebody talking to the whole
see, that
thing.
makes it work.
Yeah.
Yeah, because at least it wasn't. Yeah, and he didn't ruin it for anybody else because there wasn't too many people in the theater.
The only example too, if you ever see a comedy with a bunch of people and everybody's laughing their asses off, you're like, that movie was hilarious. And then when you go watch it at home by yourself, you don't laugh as much. It's that contagious. I always think about it that way. Comedies always work better in large groups.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So we have some birthdays for Halloween that we have to celebrate here.
Is it my birthday?
No.
Is it
We
your
have-
birthday?
We have two Twin Peaks actors that...
Is it your birthday?
the skeleton's birthday. Two actors from Twin Peaks that were born on Halloween.
Yeah.
One was Michael J. Anderson,
Yep.
who was born in 1950. And then we have Frank Silva, who was born... I'm sorry, I did it the wrong way. Frank Silva was born in 1950, and Michael J. Anderson was born in 1953. But they were
Wow.
both born Halloween night.
That's crazy.
Isn't that crazy?
That is
It's
kinda
really
crazy.
crazy, too, because they're kind of mystical, creepy characters.
Yeah, one's a little creepier than the other, but that's cool. That's a
Right.
cool birthday to have.
Yeah,
I'd say they're both pretty creepy, to be honest with you.
I think so.
I rather meet, if I wish I could meet Frank Silva. You know, it's too bad he passed away.
Yeah,
yeah.
I would like to meet him over Anderson there.
Okay, sure. And you know, I'll say there's a couple of things. They were shooting Twin Peaks in 1990 during Halloween,
Yeah.
and I was talking to Brad Dukes, and it's like, what do you think they were shooting? And they probably were either shooting episode 11 or 12 during that time period.
Okay.
And I was also trying to find out, it's like, oh, did anything happen? Were they celebrating any birthdays? What did they do? And I reached out to Sabrina, and she thought at least the crew might have dressed up and they might have had a costume party, but I couldn't get
Right.
anything from the actors. But it seemed like maybe the crew had fun on that
That's
day.
cool.
And then when Fire Walk With Me, they were working on that film, Frank Silva, I think he came down for like a week or something, and they never got to his parts. Like, he would come in, and David would say, I don't have time right now. You come back tomorrow. And he'd come back again, and he's like, I don't have time for you. And so I think the only thing he shot during that week on location in Washington was maybe that... I think there was, you know how we had Leland going in the water with the body of Laura? I think there was a shot of Bob as well. I can't remember, but I think...
Well, when he's pushing...
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if it switches between Leland and Bob.
Okay.
And then, so then the rest of the shoot for Fire Walk With Me was shot on back in L.A. and they made the car, the train car.
Yeah, yeah.
And actually, on the last day of principal photography, where Frank Silver had to, kill Laura Palmer, was on his birthday. And so it's kind of neat that the end of Fire Walk With Me, at least for filming it, was his birthday.
Fire Walk With Me, that is... it is one of my favorite Lynch's films, but it works so well for Halloween in so many levels. It is still one of the creepiest movies Lynch has done. For me.
You think Fire Walk With Me is one of the creepiest Lynch movies?
Yeah, for me. What about you?
Wow.
Lost Highway.
Lost Highway?
Lost Highway is pretty creepy. You know what's funny? I always look at Lost Highway, and forgive me for saying this, but everybody knows how much of a Kyle fan I am, so I'm going to say it. It's almost like he wrote that to bring back Kyle for one more thing, and then got Bill Pullman, who's kind of like a Kyle-esque type person. Type actor. Like Bill Pullman is good, handsome.
Yeah.
He's a good guy. He plays a lot of good guy characters. You know,
He did say he saw some darkness in him. That's why he cast him.
Yeah, he did. Well, that's what I mean.
Yeah,
but
he's a Kyle MacLachlan type. I know what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying? Like he can play like, okay, I'm a good guy, but I could be a bad guy kind of thing. You know what I mean? So, Mulholland Drive is pretty. I watched it again for like since I wrote about it with Lindsay and I hadn't seen it, and then it was like a first time thing we did on 25 Years Later called Learn Lynch, and I did Mulholland Drive. And I've watched it again a couple of times because I bought it for that purpose. Mm-hmm. That really sometimes, like, I keep going, like,
it is creepy.
It's creepy. It's Hitchcockian to me. It's the most, like, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, and people always say that, Twin Peaks is very Hitchcockian because of, the James Stewart and the Laura character and the many and the dark hair and but for some reason that's my type of horror. Suspense, Hitchcock, Psycho, Birds.
That
sort of
so
thing.
So Mulholland Drive would be yours?
Eraserhead's pretty freaky too. Yeah. I mean, I know it's his most spiritual, but it is that baby itself.
It is creepy. It is creepy. I don't know. That just for me, Firewalk with Me. I don't know. I get creeped out.
Firewalk with Me will always have a place in my heart.
You're right. I think Eraserhead. If I had to guess, would probably be like one of the number one creepiest David Lynch films.
Yeah, I think so.
Because it's creepy.
And I like it. And the Lady in the Radiator, and which I do think is based on his love of Marilyn, because if you look at her from the side, she looks exactly like Marilyn. Because you don't see the cheeks, you just see the hair and everything else.
Yeah.
But and
the song is creepy. I mean, the whole vibe is.
I'd have to say, and Cameron Crane, one of our editors and writers, can go with this. He reviewed Lynch's music a little while ago.
Yeah.
And Lynch has a song called "Crazy Clown Time" that I swear to God is what you know what it is.
Yes.
Is one of that's my like freaky Halloween song. Like I totally could see like a clown thing, like
Crazy Clown Time.
Oh my God, with his voice and the way that they dub it, it's
Crazy Clown Time is very.
Yeah, it's very.
His music's very creepy.
Some of it is. Some of it's great.
Talking about his music, it's just in a few days we're getting Thought Gang.
Yeah,
that's right. With Angelo.
Angelo.
Yeah.
It's coming out, and he also will be in New York.
Yes, on the 7th.
On the 7th, I know.
It's a Wednesday,
I don't know if my
right?
work schedule's going to
it's a Wednesday.
But we got some of the music in Firewalk with Me. There's a real indication. Is that it? I think.
Oh, is that the thought? I love that. That's one of my favorite. It's. I call it the Bobby swagger.
Yeah.
You ever notice because he goes in and he does that thing where he's like walking and it's to the thing and he goes, I got a real indication, and he opens the door and it's that hat. Yeah.
Where is Badalamenti going to be in New York?
It's some record store. Do you want me to look?
We can look it up. But
it's a record store, so he's doing signings?
He's doing signs. You'll see him in person.
Oh, my God. How cool would that be?
I know. I don't know if my schedule will allow it with
I
work.
know. Of course, it's a Wednesday. Now, is it just the price of buying a CD?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's basically the price.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's good.
Hold on, I'm looking it up now.
I mean, this is also like so tempting when we had Cheryl Lee and Ray Wise in Maryland, and then Ray Wise is the only one who showed up.
And then Kyle was just around last week. I know.
Why around the holidays?
Okay, hold on. It is November 7th, Rough Trade, New York, and you have to buy a ticket.
Oh, buy a ticket.
But the ticket, I think, is included.
It's included. The album is included, or the CD,
right? Which is still like $14,
$25 or $14.
Oh, that's not too bad.
Yeah, it's $6 for celebrates the release. Start at 6:00.
Wow.
Yep, that's very cool. I told Brett she should try to go.
Oh man, yeah, she should definitely.
Hi, Brett, if you're out there.
Yeah, hi, Brett. Hi, everybody. Whoever's on. Before we get into some topics, whoever is watching currently on Twitter, Periscope. Feel free to give some hearts, and if you have any comments or questions, you can. Yeah,
you could type them in the little thing here. I'm trying to read it, even though it says lost connection.
Yeah, mine too. But
hopefully they didn't lose.
No, I think we're still live. There we go. Yeah, we're still live. If you have comments or questions, leave it. JC is kind of manning the Twitter sphere, and we're so please join in. And today's show will be in our podcast feed. This is this week's podcast. So if you missed the live feed or you're having problems hearing us or watching us, it will be on Podbean by midnight today. So you'll be all good.
Yay.
So I was trying to look up, I know there's a cool David Bowie story. I've heard about this David Bowie story for years, and I wanted an excuse to tell it, and now I have.
And now you do. The floor is yours, sir.
All right. So this is the David Bowie story. The following story comes from Angela Bowie's, which is David Bowie's ex-wife, biography of him entitled Backstage Passes Life on the Wild Side with David Bowie. Okay. So I guess in the mid-'70s, Bowie...
There's a lot of they're saying there's a lot of echoing in our show.
I don't know. Is there echo?
I could turn down some stuff.
Oh, it's talking double.
Oh, it is talking double.
Is your phone on? Did you have your thing on your phone?
Well, no, I just unmuted it. My phone's not hooked up to this.
1 2 1 2. Give it 10 seconds here and see if this changes.
All right, 10 seconds. Yeah, maybe. Oh, do you have anything? Another page open?
Now?
Do you have another page open?
How about now? I had several different inputs going at once. Well, it seems like it's better. Thank you, Tracy Durant, for checking in and letting me know that.
10 seconds here, see if this changes.
Sounds like there's no...
Yeah.
Sounds good.
All right, back to the show.
All right, I think we're good.
Thank you.
We just had to fix the audio on Twitter here.
Oh. Okay.
Is it better?
Yeah, I feel it is. If you have, if we're having audio issues, just please let us know. So, back in the mid-'70s, David Bowie had a very low period in his life. Cocaine. He got involved with a lot of cocaine in the occult.
Well, it was the 70s.
It was the 70s. And he had a real fear of Satan and demons. So, this is from his ex-wife's book. They ended up buying a house in L.A. that wasn't too far from the Manson murders. So
Really?
the Manson murders had happened.
Okay.
They bought a house that was in the same neighborhood. In the early 60s, it was a white cube surrounding an indoor swimming pool. So just imagine this, like, square house with a pool in the middle. I don't know. It probably had, like, some glass doors around it, but it was an indoor pool.
Yep.
So I guess David Bowie liked the place, but his Angela, she always hated indoor pools. She thought it was a problem. This was no exception. Its drawback was one I hadn't encountered before and haven't seen or heard of since. Satan lived in it. With his own eyes, David Bowie said he sees him rising up out of the water one night. So David Bowie claimed
he saw Satan.
He said he saw Satan come out of the water.
Okay.
So because he got into the occult, he wanted to do a seance, a ritual, an exorcism.
Okay, I was going to say a seance is different than an exorcism.
An exorcism. He wanted to do an exorcism. So she was willing to go to an Orthodox church to get it. I guess it was very popular back then that priests were doing exorcisms. It was so.
Well, when did The Exorcist come out? So that was
70 or something. Yeah.
So she was like, "I can go get someone to come down," and he refused. He wanted no strangers. So he went to the occult store, bought all the paraphernalia.
Yep.
He got the books. He learned the seances, and all I imagine is Evil Dead, is Army of Darkness, when Ash has to read from the book and he screws it up and he actually brings the dead in. I kind of picture David Bowie going, "I'm gonna do this," and he screws it up and like he brings the evil in. And as I go on with the story, I don't know, maybe he did that. So he refused a Greek Orthodox church in L.A.
I'm surprised.
He wanted to do it himself.
Okay.
So she writes, there he, David Bowie, was then primed and ready. The proper books and doodads were arranged on a big old-fashioned lantern. The seance began, and I thought I had no idea what he was saying or what language he was saying it in. I couldn't stop but feel a cold feeling rising up in me as David droned on and on. There's no easy or elegant way to say this, so I'll just say it straight. At a certain point in the ritual, the pool began to bubble. It bubbled vigorously, perhaps thrashing as a better term, in a manner that wouldn't be from a filter or anything that involved the pool. So basically, she witnessed the pool like exploding.
Wow.
Crazy.
As David watched this happen in absolute terror, I tried to be flippant. Well, dear, aren't you clever? It seems to be working. Something's making it move, don't you think? But I couldn't keep it up. It was very, very strange. Even after my recent experiences, I was having trouble accepting what my eyes were seeing. We both left the pool in a hurry, and David told me to check up on it from time to time. I kept an eye on the pool for the next 40 minutes or so, and nothing unusual happened. And so, with my heart in my mouth, I slid one of the glass doors open, and ignoring David's panic screams, went to the edge of the pool and looked in. So this is good.
All right, this is good. All right.
I saw what I saw. Nothing can change that. At the bottom of the pool was a large shadow, or stain, which had not been there before the ritual began. It was in the shape of a beast of the underworld. It reminded me of those twisted, tormented gargoyles screaming silently from the spires of a medieval cathedral.
Okay.
It was ugly and shocking. It frightened me. I backed away from it feeling very strange, went through the doorway and told David what I've seen, trying to be nonchalant but not doing very well. He turned white, but eventually became revived enough to spend the rest of the night doing coke. He wouldn't go near the pool, though. I still don't know what to think about that night. What troubles me is the most that if you were to call that stain the mark of Satan, I didn't see how I could argue with you. David, of course, insists that we move from the house as quickly as possible,
Sure.
and we did that. But I've heard from reliable sources, the real estate agent, that other tenants haven't been able to remove the shadow. Even though the pool has been painted over numerous times, the shadow has always come back.
Huh.
And I guess you can visit the house. It's in L.A. She states in her book that people can visit it, but be respectful. So this stain of sorts.
The stain of Satan.
The stain of Satan.
Somebody should make a movie. See? Take note, guys.
Yes.
Lives
the stain of
at the
Satan.
bottom of the pool, and because David Bowie was scared. But I feel like he was paranoid. He's on cocaine.
Yeah.
I guess he didn't sleep a lot. He would be up like 3 days in a row.
Yeah, that makes you. Yeah.
I think, and then he got involved with the occult. So I kind of feel like this all kind of like just maybe they just witnessed something.
What are you trying? You're trying to make excuses. You're trying to say it's not there.
I'm just saying.
Here's where I'm
know.
going to share my little Halloween thing because you just made me remember something.
Yeah.
So, for those of you that are into horror and Halloween, you've heard of the Warrens.
Yes.
Okay.
I've
Heard of the Warrens.
Like
the Warrens
Conjuring?
are
They're from
The Conjuring.
Connecticut.
They're from
Yes.
Connecticut. They're
Yeah.
the Nun, Annabelle.
Yes, I started watching the series. I've watched Conjuring 1 and Annabelle, and
Okay.
I might watch Conjuring 2 maybe then
So
soon.
the Warrens were people that they would travel and they would talk about their occult items that they had in their home. And
Yes.
a long time ago, they used to do seances before they first started. And so, a couple cool things. One, my dad ended up doing some things with them when he went to Southern because he was studying paranormal
Wow.
psychology. So that
Oh,
was very
wow.
cool.
That's very cool.
Yep. And then there was another. My uncle, like I said, they used to do seances out of their home, I believe, because they lived downstate, like down towards like Danbury, Fairfield. down there.
Yes. Yeah.
And so my uncle and my aunt went. My uncle didn't believe any of this stuff. So they went as a couple with another couple. There was this guy, his name was Carl. It was Carl and his wife. I don't know his wife's name. But so they went to this seance, and there was like about 8-10 people or something, and they sat around the table, and they hold the hands and doing the seance thing. And so in the middle of it, they did a couple of things, and then all of a sudden it says Carl's father wants to talk to him.
That's creepy.
And so my uncle looks at my aunt, and they look at Carl, who turned white as a ghost, and said, "I don't know what you're talking about. My father's still alive." And Mrs. Warren says, "No, it was blah, 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 blah," and it was this Russian name. And he immediately breaks his hands and runs out of the thing. He was adopted, and the adoptive people had the name. That was his biological father with the Russian name.
That's creepy.
So that's the first scary Warren story. Woo! And the second one is I went to college at Eastern Connecticut, and the Warrens came to speak there. And so as I watched the thing, and afterwards, and it was Mr. Warren was still alive at the time.
Yeah,
so I go up
away.
and I said, he passed away. And I think she's still alive.
Yep.
She is.
She's still alive.
She's got to be.
She's coherent.
No, I know, but she's got to be in her
old.
late 80s,
Yeah,
I would
she's
think.
pretty
or
old.
something.
She's pretty old.
So I'm standing and I'm talking. I said, Mr. Warren, you know my dad. And I said, now I don't have any name tag on. Nothing. And so I stand there, and all of a sudden this hand comes over and touches me on the shoulder, and it's Lorraine, and she says, her father is blah, blah, blah. And it was my dad's name. And I just turn and look, and I'm just like...
How'd they know?
And I just smiled. And I don't think at the time I didn't look. I looked just like my mother, not my father. So it was just very strange. No, because she knew, because she's in touch with all that things.
Yeah.
So that was the first time I've ever literally felt the blood rush from the top of my head to my toes and go completely cold all at once, because the woman's got a gift. And I believe that people have a gift, but that woman, the stories and everything else, you can believe those true stories because she's got a gift.
If you go,
she is very in touch with.
Yeah, I mean, there's an interview with her. Someone just did an interview on YouTube. Okay, it's like 4 years old.
Okay,
and they went down to the house and they interviewed her. You saw the shop. I mean, you can go there.
Well, the doll, the Annabelle doll, is the Raggedy.
Yes.
It's a Raggedy Ann doll. It's not this.
Is that right?
Yeah, it's just a Raggedy Ann doll.
Yeah.
So there's a video on YouTube, which Google it now. You can watch this. It's weird. They actually have to move the Annabelle doll from its current location into a new box that it's going to live in. But the new box is portable because sometimes when they do these speaking arrangements, they would bring it on display.
Yeah.
The video, I watched it. It's a cell phone video.
Was she standing up?
No, I mean, it was two guys.
Yeah.
And they must work there. They're related.
Yeah.
They know what to do. And they have to, do all this stuff. And then they have to wear gloves. And they take the doll and they put it in the other box. And, they have to do,
I think they have to ask to permission to touch her, too. It's kind of like, did you ever, in Key West, they have Robert.
Yes, I've heard of
it's
that.
with the peppermints, and he likes peppermints. And if you want to take a picture of him, you have to ask, hey, Robert, can I take a picture of you? And then when you do it, the picture will show up. But they've had people that have taken pictures of Robert without his permission, and they don't show up. Literally, the picture doesn't show up, and it's right close to the, it's amazing.
They tell a story about the Annabelle doll, about they were doing a thing in there, and there was they were doing a tour.
Yeah.
And this guy who came on his bike, his motorcycle, he was a biker, and I guess he started rapping on the door, and he didn't believe it, and he got in a motorcycle accident on the way home.
Yeah.
Ended up dying.
Yeah,
and they blame Annabelle for that.
Yeah.
That's what they say.
You have to be, regardless if you think it's all hullabaloo or whatever you think it is, I believe, because energy stays around. So there's some of these things you should take heed and be respectful because, hey, maybe when you die, you want to come back and haunt somebody and you want people to respect you.
I know.
Pay attention to you. So come on.
Or you want to be a stain in David Bowie's
That's
pool.
That's right. You want to be the stain at the bottom of David Bowie's pool.
I believe her. I mean, her story, like I said, it's her account.
Yeah.
But Bowie, who knows what the hell he was going on with him?
Especially, come on. There's, a lot of times, yeah. People party and they see stuff, but
oh God,
who knows?
But maybe she was just like, I don't believe any of this, but maybe the water boiling would really.
Yeah.
But like I'm saying, I picture him saying it wrong, and he's actually bringing up, and it's like Ash. He's mispronouncing words.
Well, when you mentioned the pool and the way it was, it reminded me of the scene in Constantine where they go to do.
God.
You know what I'm talking about?
I
with the water.
Forever. Yeah.
It was square and it was surrounded by glass. So I'm like, it reminds me of that scene.
And I'm like, I want to see this stain. And Ben's got the Chigobi
finger there.
The finger on his middle finger.
So, talking about stories, I'm hoping either tonight or tomorrow I want to check out on Amazon Prime. They have a show called Lore, which is actually based on the
urban
podcast.
legend and podcast about urban legends. Yeah.
And episode 6 features Jack Parsons, the Devil and the Divine.
Oh, you're kidding! Oh, there you go, guys. Twin Peaks fans, Jack Parsons,
right from Twin the
Secret History of Twin Peaks. Hey, Rob King, if you're watching on Amazon Prime, Laura's doing about Jack Parsons. Just remember,
Alicia Witt stars in it.
Wow.
Jack Parson believed that we could send a rocket into space and conjure a demon. By 1952, he had done both, but all that he cared about was the sacred woman he had both summoned and lost.
Right, that's the sex magic thing, isn't
Yeah,
it? The
yeah,
whole
yeah.
thing?
So
Wow.
I'm still
Is
very
that Mother?
intrigued.
Is that the...
I think it could be. I still
That
think
could be. I was
right,
gonna
it
say that could be the mother.
It could be.
Wow. I want to watch this now.
I know.
When's it going to be on?
Do you have Amazon Prime? It's
Yeah.
available right now. I think it came out last week. They dumped all.
Yeah,
the
Laura
episodes.
does, because it's all the episodes.
Wow.
So I'm hoping it feels somewhat Twin Peaks related.
Yeah.
With
That's
all
cool.
the summoning of a demon or summoning of our.
That's it, man. Now I'm not going to give the kids candy tomorrow. I'm just going to watch
it's an
this.
experiment. Yeah.
All right, so let's do a quick poll. What's your favorite horror movie?
Gosh, I'm trying to think. Come back to me, Brian.
All right, would you have one that you could do off the you could rattle
Well,
off the
I mean,
cuff?
the Evil Dead series. I mean, the first one
Well,
was
come on.
very scary.
Crazy Bruce.
Yeah,
Gotta
yeah.
love him.
I mean, those are the movies that got me hooked into that kind
Yeah,
of stuff.
you said that. We talked about that on the train coming back from Split Screen.
Yeah, Evil Dead was like my thing. So
You know, it's funny. Rob King and I are doing something in a couple of weeks, a round table, and he actually sent me a cool little gift package in the mail. It was the. Do you remember Critters?
yes.
Okay,
Yes.
so we're going to do something in Horror Fridays about Critters. But it's all 4 films, which
Oh my-
I knew that there was 3. I didn't realize there was 4.
I only thought there was one. I didn't know there was 4.
But yeah, so it's Critters 1, Critters 2, the main course, I think it's called.
Didn't the first one have they're on a toilet? They're coming out of a toilet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it's Scott Grimes who's on the Orville and
Okay.
stuff. So
Yeah,
he plays the main character. Then the third one is Leonardo DiCaprio's film debut.
What?
He was in
really?
Critters 3.
Wow.
It was about
Oh
a
my
New York City
God.
apartment they got there. And then I don't know, I haven't seen the fourth one yet, so I have to watch it. But there also is it, and I wish he was on so he could tell me, but one of them, Prime, Netflix, somebody's coming out with a series, Critters series.
Wow.
And it's coming out, yeah. Yeah,
You know what? Okay,
yeah.
I would say Evil Dead, but there was this one movie I saw when I was younger.
Don't even tell me Night of the Creeps. 'Cause
No,
that's, okay.
that scared me, and to this day I still get creeped out by it. It's stupid. The
What?
Gate. You remember
I remember the Gate, Steve Dorff.
Yes, Stephen
Who,
Dorff.
guys, True Detective 3 that's coming out
Is he
with
gonna be on
Mahershala Ali,
it?
he's on it.
Ah,
Yeah.
see the
The Gate,
eyeball.
I remember
the
the Gate.
eyeball, the music backwards scared the shit out of me because I listened to records and I'm like, if I play this Disney record backwards, is it gonna say Satan?
Do you remember the short films? I remember now, and they keep posting it. Karen Black was in a thing where it was a little like Amazon creature that was literally like just the puppet size.
Yeah.
And it like came to life and it tried to kill her.
I don't know.
Oh God! And I just saw it on Twitter. Somebody wrote an article about it. It was this old film. It was like The Curse of the something or other. But there's 2 things that creep me out. That was one of them.
Yeah.
It was like a little, and he looked like Crazy Larry from the Muppets. Or is it Crazy Larry? What's the one with the fish? No,
Swedish fish.
No, not
Swedish,
Swedish fish. No, and I'm
Swedish,
wrong. It's the guy that always tried to do the TNT.
Oh, the
He was
Bond
Crazy
guy,
Larry with the
right.
big eyes, and he was
Yes.
like, ah!
Yes.
That's all right. So it reminded me, the little like
That's
tiki
creepy.
guy reminded me of Crazy
Yeah, yeah.
Larry. But the second thing that creeped me out, there's a movie called Night of the Creeps, and it was always on like USA Up All Night, like when they would do horror films.
I loved Up All Night.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
Okay, so it was Night of the Creeps, and the guy in it was Jason Lively, which is okay for those. See, this is my random useless brain that I have. European Vacation, National Lampoon's
Yes.
European Vacation. He
Yeah.
was Rusty.
Oh, okay.
That's Jason Lively.
All right.
So he was in it, and then he had a friend who was hearing impaired. Mm-hmm. That was in it, and this is why this whole thing bothered me, because these creeps, you couldn't hear them. They were like slugs, and they would like go into your mouth, and they would lay eggs in your brain, and then you'd become a zombie, and then you would have to do this thing. That movie freaked me out so much that every time I saw a slug, I literally would like run.
Wow.
Like, I was
That's
like
crazy.
11 or 12
I
years
kind
old.
of remember
12
it.
or 13?
Never
12 or
saw
13.
it.
Oh my God.
Ugh.
Like even to this day, like, you get the, like
Yeah.
the creeps, like somebody, yeah.
Yeah, and it's small things. As an adult, you wouldn't think about listening to a record backwards or an eyeball in my hand.
Yeah.
But as a kid,
Yeah.
like a slug, scared the hell. I'm like, am I going to get an eyeball in my hand? And they had like Satan's door in his backyard, and these little creatures were coming out. And it was all animatronics, which
Yeah.
are really cool special effects. But these little demons came out.
What was it?
The gate.
Oh, the gate.
'Cause
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
Satan's gate, and these little
Yeah.
demons came out.
It was kind of like Ghoulies, but amped up a little bit. Do you remember
Oh,
Ghoulies?
and yes, yeah. And the dog dies, his best friend dies. Like
That's why I
everybody
can't watch
dies.
Pet Cemetery, because Pet Cemetery is like that too with the cat. And
But then
stuff
they
in
come
it.
back to life.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, they come back to life. Whoa. I see they're remaking it.
Yes,
Yeah.
the trailer looks good.
Stephen King's got a lot going on right now.
I know he's making a comeback.
All right. It said majority voted not sure. Not sure of what? Guys, what are you not sure of?
Ben, what was your favorite horror movie?
I don't know if it's horror movie, but I like Sixth Sense. I mean,
Oh, that's
I like
suspense.
thriller
Yeah.
kind of suspense kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Like Critters is funny because I like horror comedy. So like the screams, I like when Wes Craven kind of made fun of himself.
Yes.
And didn't take himself too seriously.
I
I
like-
like those.
Yeah.
Okay. Were you surprised to see Bobby Briggs as a police officer?
You want to ask?
Well, we're getting questions on the old Periscope.
Yeah.
You want to bring
answer?
that up?
Well, Bobby Briggs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we got a question on.
Were you surprised to see Bobby Briggs as a police officer? No, I was not, if that's anything. No, I assumed when his father talked to him in the diner that time where he has that dream that he sees him and he's okay.
Yeah,
Because
it makes a lot of
and it
sense.
makes sense now in 3 because he could see the future because he could go to the future and come back.
Right.
Yeah.
So which begs the question, and here we're going off the tangent, but which begs the
I like
question:
tangents.
was Briggs a magician? If a because I keep thinking about the poem through the dark,
Yeah.
through
Through-
darkness, futures past,
Right.
the magician longs to see. So I keep thinking, then a magician is anybody who can go like Briggs did. Like he could go in the future, he could hide out in the zone and then
Maybe
come
these-
back.
maybe these people
So
could do
Cooper
that.
can do the same thing now. So is Cooper now the
Yes,
magician because
I
he
agree.
passed the buck? He
And
passed
that
the
whole thing where he's waving, kind of like the curtains open, and he just
Oh, he does, and they
becomes a
and they
master.
go and then they go.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, yeah.
He's like using the force, open up.
Uh-huh.
I agree. I think the fact that I think Major Briggs was able to change time and be able to go through probably teleport through time. I think he is a magician. I mean,
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Someone asked coffee or pie. I say coffee.
Do I have to choose?
Coffee.
No.
copy.
Yeah. See, I don't have coffee right now. I have tea, but I would. If I had to give up one for the rest of my life, I could give up coffee. I couldn't give up pie.
I'd give up pie. Coffee all the way,
No,
baby.
pie.
I do like pie too.
Pie. You know what? Here,
I
perfection.
can't live without it.
A cup of coffee, black, or I have to take it with soy milk because I'm that kind of wimpy person that I can't do regular dairy, so I do that soy. But just a little bit. You still got it dark. It's just a little touch for some little creamy, and then like a really good piece of apple pie.
Yeah, well, they are.
I'm
good
not a
grades
cherry
together.
girl. I like cherry. I can eat it. I mean, I'm not going to turn down any piece of pie for that matter. But I'm an
Yeah.
apple girl, especially a Dutch apple with a nice crummy topping.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Man,
Sounds
we-
good. Where's our pie?
I know. Where's
Yeah,
our pie
no,
now?
but look, we do have a
Aw.
donut.
Ah. Oh yeah. with
If you
the-
can
the
see,
spider.
I just
Spider
said
donut.
spider donut. So Dunkin' Donuts has Halloween donuts, so I got a spider donut.
You get a bonus
God, it smells good.
donut in the middle there, a donut hole.
An extra donut.
An extra donut. Hey, like what does Lynch say? It's look at the whole donut or
Look at the whole.
donut.
No.
Yeah, what's the saying?
It's look at the whole,
No.
not the.
Come
donut.
on, what are we doing?
You got on the
Look
phone.
at look
No.
at the donut, not the whole.
Look at the donut, not the hole.
I don't know.
You're
I-
Oh,
close.
it's something. You're close. It's
I'm
something
close.
like that.
I'm
Like-
making things up. So, okay, we have any other? I have a top 10. I have a top 25 best horror TV shows of all time by Rolling Stone magazine.
You know, I think
We
I
can
looked
end
at
the
this
show
because
with-
Twin Peaks is on it,
your
but I
eyes
don't
on
know.
the
Yeah,
donut.
okay.
Yes, yeah.
Oh, keep your eyes on the donut, not
Not
the
the
hole.
hole.
Yeah.
I'm
See?
sort
there
of
you go.
close.
You were sort of
Sort
close.
of close.
Okay.
Sort of.
Sort of close.
All right, hold on. We got another question before you get into that.
Yeah.
Do you think Major Briggs would be a good leader of Space Force?
Oh, Space Force.
Oh, you
Space Force.
What do you
Well,
mean, like Space Force. That's
you-
now.
So Space Force, as much as it's stupid sounding, Space Force is supposed to be like to protect us from like satellites, stuff that they could use to come after us. Technical,
space.
like in space.
Now, is this related to Ronald Reagan's Star Wars?
No, this is Donald
No, that was
Trump.
I
that
know,
was,
but
and it
Star
wasn't
Wars
Star
had
Wars.
an-
It was something else.
It was
No,
Star
it was
Wars.
Star Wars.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
was.
Yeah, it was Star Wars. Space Force is a stupid name, but it's
Wait.
supposed to like be legit. I guess. I don't know.
So the question is whether Lynch would be good for that?
No,
Would Major Briggs?
Would Major
Major
Briggs.
Briggs,
I think he would have to run it.
He'd have to.
Yeah, I think he would be good. Yeah, I agree.
What was the other thing that we were spying on Americans and stuff? What is that?
Espionage.
No, it was like 2001. After 2001, we were. Never mind. Moving on.
Sorry. It's like a dictionary. Espionage? What is espionage? 400.
Ding, 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 ding.
What is espresso?
All right, wait. Start your list.
All right,
We
well-
got 25 and we got...
I'll go through the
got
list.
something
20 minutes.
Just interrupt me with a comment or if a question
Got
pops
it.
up.
Okay, question pops up. Okay.
So, according to Rolling Stone magazine in 2015,
Yep.
here's the top 25 best horror TV shows of all time.
Okay, go.
Number 25. Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Really?
I loved that show as a kid.
I remember that.
Nickelodeon?
It was
Yes, it was
Nickelodeon.
Nickelodeon.
Yeah.
It was at 9:30, and they're bringing it back.
I heard that. Well, they're bringing back a lot of the Nickelodeon shows. They're having
Yeah.
a streaming channel of all
They
old
have it.
Nick. Oh, yeah, that's the...
Oh,
Nick, Nickelodeon.
Nickelodeon. 24. The Vampire Diaries.
I didn't like that one. See,
I
and,
don't even
and
know
I'm a
anything
vampire
about
fan.
it.
I did not like it.
No.
I watched it. Shh.
Well,
Okay,
how-
shh, wait, your secret's safe with us.
Don't tell anybody.
All right, Ian Somerhalder was on Lost, so that's why you watched it, right?
Yes, that's
That's
exactly
right. Yeah,
Oh,
exactly.
That's
exactly.
why
Yeah.
I probably started watching.
Okay.
23. Tales from the Crypt, which was
Yes!
was awesome.
That was-
I
it
watched
was
the
like
Did you see the
anthology.
Kyle episode?
Oh, I think so.
Kyle was on an
Maybe.
episode. He played like a not nice guy, and it was like really good. There's Tina always posts this picture of Kyle. He's like,
And
he
that's
makes
him
like
from-
this. Yeah, and it's in Tales from the Crypt.
we didn't have HBO, but if anybody remembers Tales from the Crypt, there was an edited version of the show on Fox 61.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah, that's
It
right.
was late at
really
night.
late, like
Yes.
11 or
I
something.
loved the Crypt Kicker with that. You know that the voice like hello from the Crypt Keeper.
So I ended up watching those, and then as I got older, I saw the HBO versions.
Okay. Where are we? 23.
22. The Outer Limits.
Okay. Yes, that's a good
Sure.
one.
Classic.
It's all right.
Classic.
It's classic.
It's classic. Come on. 21.
That after. Okay.
You can
The
take a
Night
break for-
Stalker.
All right, hold on. No, go to what is it?
The Night Stalker. Kojak.
Oh, Cole. Yeah,
Is it-
Darren McGavin.
Yes.
Yeah, Kolchak.
He only had one season, but they had 2 movies.
But it was good. I
And
mean, I've
that's
watched
right.
it. It
And
still holds up.
That's where the X-Files came.
Yeah, I was going to
Yeah.
say the same thing. Chris Carter was inspired
No,
by that.
hold on. We got to interrupt for a
Yeah,
question.
no, do it.
Okay. Who do you think was the best and worst performance of the new season?
Oh, do we have to talk about the worst?
Yes, you gotta be honest.
All right,
I mean,
the best is Kyle.
Yes.
I mean, come on. And Cheryl. Cheryl by proxy, even though she wasn't in a lot of it. But Kyle should have won every award.
Yes.
Kyle went out of his comfort zone. I mean,
think,
and
you
I'm not
know-
saying this as a fan. If I
No.
watched this and didn't even, like, my husband watched, I ended up rewatching episode 11, part 11. And my husband finally watched with me and goes, he's really good. I'm like, yeah, like,
Right.
where have you been? Like, yes, he is.
I didn't
I
know
got
he was
mine.
capable.
All right,
I
what's
didn't
your
know he was
worst?
capable
What's
of
your
actually
worst?
doing it.
my worst, I would just say the woman who got beat up and was in the hospital. I don't
Really?
think her performance was that great. Is
Are
that
you
right?
kidding me?
Hospital. What?
I have to pick a worst.
Who, Marion?
Yeah, the woman who got
The
beat
one
up.
who gave extra money for the double R there.
Yeah,
just
she gave the
tipped
pies.
Oh, she was
Wait,
great.
what? Who?
You
what?
remember her?
No.
See, that's how bad she was.
No, what's
She was like was she in nursery school?
Yeah,
Like-
she was a
Oh,
teacher.
no. Sarah. She,
See, that's why we never should.
yeah,
do
you
worst.
should don't do that. No, because she's
The question was, listen, I'm not saying.
We're
I'm
throwing
saying,
Brian out of this show here.
Yeah, I know. You're
Get
out.
out of here.
You're out.
Listen, I'm saying her performance wasn't like fantastic.
Well, because she was a novice actress. They
Hey, there
just
you
found
go.
her, so it's just
Yeah, there you go.
I'm going to say Frank Silva. Come on, that part
Well,
of the mirror is like,
Wow.
I'm still with
You
you.
guys are taking the cheap way out.
You're
cheap
still
way out.
with me. Yeah.
And see, I'm going to disagree, and I say the best in my eyes because I look at
right, go
improvement.
ahead. Go ahead.
David Lynch. I loved his performance in 3. I
Yeah,
thought
but
it
he was
amazing.
always good. David Lynch is
Right.
just.
But I thought he was on top of his game.
No, he was.
'Cause
He was great as
directed
Gordon.
and he acted and he did everything.
And they said I loved Ed Hurley. Well, of course, that was that right there was
There we
great.
go. I'm just being different from YouTube,
Worst,
so to have a little
I don't
difference.
think there
in it.
was. You know what? It was all different. I don't think there truly was a worst performance. And
No,
that's
but-
not a cop out because I'm critical when I need to be critical.
I'm
of
just
season
saying
3. I'm just
hers
saying-
was not memorable
No, it was,
compared
it
to
was,
everyone
it
else.
was. It was.
She was
amateur
a
was
small
novice.
part.
It was a
She's
small
not,
part. Yeah.
I mean,
I'm just answering the question.
get out of here,
Don't
Brian.
The cherry pie. That was the worst one.
yes.
The cherry pie.
The cherry pie.
All right, keep
Okay.
those questions coming so I can get in trouble.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
Okay, go ahead.
Number 20, Ghost Hunters, which
It's still on.
No, they stopped it, I believe.
No, is it on? Oh no, that's paranormal. No,
I think Ghost Hunters on Sci-Fi isn't on anymore. I believe.
I thought it was, but maybe I'm wrong.
But anyway, Ghost Hunters. I loved that show when it first came on. I was hooked, line and sinker. Then they got caught messing around.
Yeah.
And then I stopped watching it.
Okay.
They did Halloween. They did their live shows. I would be up till 3 a.m. watching their live shows. They did a live show.
Yeah, no, I know what you're saying.
Where they went to a castle and
yeah, but you know what though, your mind plays tricks on you in the middle of the night and stuff. That's where I'm saying some of it you can. But here's
well, they got
with
caught
those
with a string.
With a string,
Yeah.
right? Well, that's funny. A lot of the old horror movies, if you watch them now because of the HD, you could catch the string.
Yeah.
But no, the thing about certain places you go, like if you walk into, like I'll give you for instance, I had to go down to New Orleans after Katrina
Very
and
haunted.
and audit a school that was
geez.
taken, and it was stripped and people had gone in it and took stuff out of it, and literally when you walked in you could feel something,
the energy
of the building. So I truly feel that there's still energies at especially like old hospitals or
I
castles
totally
or even
agree.
in houses. Like you go in a house and it's a happy house, probably somebody lived out their life there, died and was fine, natural causes, but then you could go into a house where something may have happened in there and you could feel it, and it's totally yeah.
I mean, like I like their show because they always wouldn't find something. But then I think the ratings got so good, and Sci-Fi was probably like, you gotta find things.
They said the worst thing was Harry Truman not being back, and they think the Norma and Ed was the most wonderful part of the TV.
I totally agree with that one.
Yeah.
That was
I do too.
My
That's
favorite
the-
moment of like.
But I
all
agree.
season 3.
I would have liked to seen Michael Onkeen come back, but
I agree.
he's retired in Hawaii. So
There you go. Number 19, The Returned.
The Returned, I never heard of it.
Never heard of it. It was a 2012 show.
Okay.
18.
I remember it, yeah.
You do? Did you watch it?
I mean, I think I watched an episode. It was kind of like Lost. It kind of had like a Lost feel to it.
Okay.
Me,
you
Ben
know,
and myself, we were in this like, we didn't have Lost anymore, so we were trying to.
I know we were trying to get it back. Like I haven't tried Manifest. It's supposed to be a Lost.
Yeah, it
show,
wasn't.
It wasn't that good.
No, I know. Andrew and I were talking about it. I'm like, nothing can replicate Lost.
No, just stop trying.
All right, go ahead. 18.
18, one of Ben's favorite shows, Dark Shadows.
How do you know that?
How long were you
You guys have been friends for how long?
You knew that? Have I
Yes.
shared that with you?
Yes.
This is. Are we talking the 1990s?
No, we're
talking-
We're talking 1960.
No,
We're
we're talking
talking 1966 to 71.
I do watch that show. It's a soap
good.
opera.
It
It's
is
a
super.
gothic
It was
horror,
great. That's
stuff.
when it was good. If they made the movie like that, it may
Yes.
have been actually.
And it had the
Wow.
vampire.
You know your stuff.
Yeah, I do.
It had the
Wow.
vampire. I mean, it was very popular.
Yeah, it took
Yes.
a year before Barnabas showed up.
And people loved him.
Yes,
Yeah.
and it was around
Barnabas
for like
Collins.
5 or so years.
The
Wow,
reason I know
can't
that,
believe you knew that.
well, it was Long Meadow Days. The movie was coming out. You said to me, I want to see the movie because you like the
This is
show.
with Johnny
Yeah,
Depp.
And the
sorry,
movie-
it just didn't cut it. And I loved Michelle Pfeiffer, and I thought she could do it, and just was not there. And I love Burton. I will
Burton.
defend Burton to the depths, but that
You had
one,
all
sorry.
the elements. You had the music. You had Johnny Depp. You had Burton. And
Danny Elfman is genius. He will
I
always
don't know
forever
what,
be.
They didn't know what they wanted to be was the problem. They were trying to.
Well,
be,
they were doing a comedy, and then they didn't. He should have stuck serious. I don't.
Yes, he should've.
I think so.
Yeah.
But anyways, all right, 17.
All right. And a show that you and me both like, True Blood.
Yay!
I love that theme song. I had the Halloween soundtrack, Halloween songs on, and that song came on. It made me miss it.
So I haven't done it yet, but I'll put it out there. So now I have to do it. I'm going to do a 3-part series I've been working on for a while since the summer about True Blood.
Oh, I'm interested in that.
I'm going to talk about some of the mythology. I'm going to talk about why I thought it worked and then didn't work. And then the third one I'm gonna figure that one out. But no, I True Blood, the
Great
first
show.
couple of seasons, at the end it got a little bit.
Yeah, wonky.
Well,
It was a little
the ending I could have absolutely throttled through the ending is just, but I'm okay. But I'm okay.
It's okay.
I'm
That
okay.
first season was amazing.
No, Eric Northman is one of the best. Like I say, Dale Cooper is one of the best written characters. Eric Northman was one of the best written vampire characters I've ever seen.
He's a
It's
vamp.
just-
Yes, Eric and what's his
And
face?
Bill.
And Bill.
Suck it.
Suck it. Suck it. We always said that for like the years. Suck it. All right, number 16, Masters of Horror, which is a 2005-2007
I
show.
don't even know what that
I don't know
is.
what that is either.
15, Alfred Hitchcock Presents. Yes.
was great.
Yes, that was
Classic.
great. Yeah.
14, A Haunting. That came out 2005.
I remember.
13, Penny Dreadful, which is a show I always
lot of
seem to
people-
want to watch.
Yeah, a lot of people.
It's
remember
good?
when it came out. I haven't
People
watched
liked
it,
it.
but people liked it. Yeah.
Number 12, Night Gallery. That came out in
I remember that.
1969, and this was
wasn't Stephen King's.
Steven
Stephen King's
Spielberg made his directorial debut in the pilot.
All right, I don't remember it then because obviously I wasn't alive.
No.
But I do remember they play. It was
I think it was
somewhere, or
I
I've
think it
seen
was
on
repeated.
VHS or something.
I think
something.
it was a rerun.
Wasn't Night Gallery a book by Stephen King?
Oh.
It was the
Yeah.
one with the hands with
Yeah.
the eyes in it because
I
I
think so.
read
With the
that
mummy
one.
hand,
Yeah,
yes.
with the thing where it
Was that
unwrapped. It was the
Night
eyes.
Shift? That was Night
Oh, it
Shift.
was Night Shift. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
So number 11, The Kingdom. That was 1994 to
Is
97.
that a UK? Is that a?
No, the Kingdom.
The
was,
Kingdom was 94 to 97. That's I don't
So
know.
there was a UK version and there was an American version, and in some ways people said it was a little bit like Twin Peaks. I remember watching the UK version.
okay.
It was like in a hospital that was haunted.
Okay.
No, this came out in the 90s.
Yes,
The one you're talking about.
That's
Okay.
what you're saying,
yes.
right?
Yep.
Right.
Wow, I've never heard of it. Number 10, a show that is still on and will never ever die, Supernatural. I don't watch
Was
it.
it number 10?
Yeah.
I think
I've watched it. Yeah, I've watched it on bit like okay, there's nothing else on. I'm going to watch Supernatural and then try to get into it. And I did it in the middle, which was stupid. But okay,
How many seasons are there on now?
there's
Like
tons.
20?
And
Maybe
people
14.
people are Dean
16.
and yeah, 16.
Wow.
Maybe
I think you're right, 16.
Why don't they just
Well,
end it?
Jensen Ackles and who's the? I know
know,
the other
yeah.
guy. I know him. Dean.
Sam and Dean.
Oh, Jared Padalecki
yeah.
plays the two characters, and Jeffrey Dean Morgan was on the show.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
he was great.
So yeah, he played their dad.
Yep.
And then I forget the other characters. I know it's Micah something or other. I can't think of
Right,
the
he
actor's
plays,
name, but he plays
Mike-
the angel. He
right.
plays the
Not Michael,
Azrael.
is it?
No, not Azrael. No, Micah is his real name.
Okay.
I forget the angel character
Right.
that went bad at
Are you
one
sure
point.
it wasn't Michael? The
No.
Angel Michael?
It could have been the angel
I don't
Michael.
know.
I know his name is Micah. That's the only thing I know.
I watched it for 8
I don't-
seasons.
And then you lost
gave
it.
up?
I was like, yeah, I got lost interest or something. I mean, it had great mythology, and you're always killing
Hi, John.
monsters.
John
and stuff.
Bernardi just joined.
Hi,
That's
John.
him, Yeah.
Hey, John Bernardi.
Should wear my glasses for John.
Yeah, all right, here. I will put down my eye patch for, what are we on, 9? I'll put
Yeah.
it down for just these few.
Well, Ben, just like you, that comes at number 9, The Walking Dead. I lost interest.
Yeah.
You actually lost interest in this show. I don't even realize you stopped watching it.
2 seasons ago when Negan came in and killed Glenn,
And then you were done.
we stopped. We're done with the show. It is literally just the same thing over and over and over
Well,
again.
I don't know. Next week is the whose
Rick
last
Grimes?
show's
Yeah, I think it
last
was this
show.
week.
Was
Yeah.
it this week?
No, it's next week. It's
Yeah,
next week.
yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, this is his second to last episode
Okay.
to happen. This coming week, it is his last. But honestly, you kill Andrew Lincoln off. He's the best actor on the show. Just end the show.
I
don't
watched
know.
it. I stopped watching. I think after episode 3, there was one where somebody's intestines were coming out, and I was like, this is not really for me.
The first season,
Really for me.
the first season was the
Yeah, I'm
best.
not into the intestines. If it was his heart, I would have been
Yeah,
fine.
Yeah.
yeah. It's like,
Like, also there's a turning point for me when a horror movie is like a show is scary, but then it just becomes mowing them down with guns. I am not afraid anymore.
It's so funny. I
kinda
had
boring.
fights with people who were Walking Dead fans, and now that it's not a spoiler, I can say it. It was like, I'm like, they're going to kill Glenn. No, they're not. They saved him. No, they're not. They're not going to kill him. I said, dude, let me tell you, they're going to kill him. And if they're not, and if they're going to kill him, they're going to kill somebody else to throw you off too. And they did. They killed Abraham.
They played
Right?
Yeah, they
They would've-
killed
Right.
Abraham and Glenn.
Thank
but
you. Okay, I was-
that season prior, they played with the audience by having Glenn in peril 3 times.
Right, exactly.
And I
They
was
knew
just
what they
like,
were doing.
this is shitty writing. I am done with this show. I think it's
Sorry, Walking Dead.
Now,
It
what
was
about
just garbage.
What's the spin-off one?
The
Fear the Walking
Dead.
which I was so bored I turned that
Oh,
show
yeah.
off so quickly.
Yeah, all right.
All right, let's go. Number 8, a great show, depending on what season you watch, American Horror Story.
Okay. Are you watching it right now?
I'm DVRing it. I'm going to watch it when it's all done.
Okay. I'm not saying.
And I
Don't
can't.
say
I
that.
don't know if I
We
can-
cover it from week
Is
to
it
week.
good this season?
I have watched a couple of episodes because I've edited a couple of episodes for our writers that are covering it. Martin and
Yeah.
Linda are covering it, and
Because they go back to Murder House.
I like
right?
because you're seeing old characters. Yeah,
That's
and Jessica
cool.
Lange and all her greatness.
I miss
and
Jessica
Joan
Lange.
Collins is in the show. I mean, come on. So there's the great things. I don't know. They lost me after. I thought Freak Show was brilliant.
Yep.
What was the one after that? Was Coven after that?
Coven.
That was brilliant. The one Roanoke just killed me. I just
What?
with the whole reality.
Roanoke is
to
the
thing-
only one I didn't watch.
Oh, okay. See, I didn't particularly.
And I watched last season's. I liked it. I didn't like the end.
I couldn't watch last season's because I have that tryptophobia with the holes.
Oh, really?
Bees, I don't mind. Like
Yeah.
honeycombs, I could do, so that didn't freak me out. But anything like those lotus pods and stuff.
Wow.
Yeah, it's literally. My husband tried it one day. Like he was like, I'm like, stop it! It's just I can't.
Last season was good. I'm
that freaked
waiting.
me out. And clowns too.
And I still think that season 1 was the best, but in this climate, watching season 1, that's a tough season to watch.
You
I
took
think.
your glasses off.
Yeah, why'd you take your glasses?
What was I
Just-
thinking?
here.
You know, I'm sure it's not on the list.
All right, here. I can't even see anymore, so I'm gonna do. You don't have to leave them off.
I'm sure it's not on the list, but Channel Zero,
Channel
writer Harley Payton there does that.
Yeah.
That is a really good horror TV show.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
Is it
some-
back?
Yeah, you know what? You're right.
Yeah,
I've seen bits
it
and
just
pieces of
came back the other day, maybe a couple days ago.
Oh, cool.
But it's really good.
It's good. I still haven't watched it. I gotta check it out.
Where are we? 6?
Number 7, Black Mirror. Yes, it's like
We're
the
doing-
Twilight Zone of
Yeah.
now.
Cameron is covering it for the site, so if you're really into Black Mirror, read some of his stuff. And we're going to do an event soon with Black Mirror.
I would say I want to watch more of it, but I've watched the Star Trek kind of spoofy episode.
I don't like that episode because that's the whole. And I'll tell you why. Because the reason that Twin Peaks didn't get nominated is because that stupid version got nominated for a freaking award. And the reason Kyle didn't get thing is because they got Jesse, what's his face, Plummon's got the nomination. That's why.
But
No,
here's
I'm
the funny
just
thing is, I
kidding.
still think there should have been room for one more show. I think there was only like 5 nominated, and like why?
Yeah, and
other shows had 6.
I know.
I know.
don't-
Yeah,
whatever.
it was so
I'm
weird.
not
Go
going
down
there.
that-
No, it's fine. It was a good episode, and I've read Cameron's.
But I had not
take
much
on
money
it,
in this
so.
show, many of these episodes, because the first episode had something to do with a pig, and I was very
I
disturbed
saw that
by
one. That was a great one. That was my first one.
Brian likes
That was a good
episodes
one.
that have to do with pigs.
Well, I'm
And
like
what
this,
we do with pigs.
I was just like, this is what? And that got me into the show. I never
my
heard
God.
of Black
I'm really-
Mirror
Wait, what
before.
is it on? Is it on Netflix?
Yes.
See, I don't get Netflix.
Uh,
Hiding behind my mic
well,
again, sorry.
Black Mirror started off as a UK show.
Yeah,
for
I
the
heard
first
that.
couple of
Right, right,
seasons.
right.
Now it's Americanized.
Because it's what is it? San Junipero or whatever was
Yeah.
one of the yeah.
But I saw the pig episode. I was like, what the heck?
Yes.
All right.
Disturbing.
Number 6, I agree with the first season, True Detective. I
Right,
thought
a
the
lot of
first-
people didn't like the second season.
What,
The second
would
season
we
was
really call
horrible.
it under horror? I mean,
A thriller.
What is
so.
it? What is the list? Is it horror film? Horror
Yeah,
TV?
this is the best 25 horror TV
I
shows
don't
of all
know.
time.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I know.
about that.
I kind of don't agree.
I
with
like
it.
the first season. I'm probably the only one that likes the second season. But
Yeah, I
they're
can't-
coming back.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, with Mashahara Ali and like I said, Steve Dorff. From,
Yeah, I
from
hope
Lucky.
it's good. I'm very excited.
Yeah,
Number 5, Buffy.
yeah. That
Never
should have been
watched
high.
it?
That should have been you. Wait. Time out.
What?
What?
No.
All right, we're
You
starting.
never watched Buffy the
we're
Vampire
starting
I
a-
saw the movie.
Oh,
No! All right, and I like the Christy Swanson Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
That's the only
It's
thing I've
funny.
ever seen.
And Paul Rubens has like the
Yes.
best cameo
Yeah,
ever.
yeah,
That
yeah,
was-
yeah.
No, you have to watch.
All right, we're
this.
starting.
I just-
We're starting a Buffy
Here's the deal.
podcast.
Yes.
Oh, Lord.
Yes.
What do we have? 6 seasons? I think it was like 6 seasons. or
Mel
something.
Reynolds will totally be in on that.
1997 to 2003, it says.
Yeah.
So good. It was so good.
It was
Much
so
better
good.
than the movie.
I always, my guys, like if I'm ever like not at home on the weekend, I'm like, if you have a problem, beat me. Like, you know, she says, like, if the apocalypse comes, beat me.
Aw.
I had
Is
a
it
lot of
Scooby
friends
Gang?
who
Is that what
watched
they
it.
call
Scooby Gang, yeah.
A lot of my friends did watch it. Number 4, The X-Files.
Okay,
Yes.
Yes, I totally agree.
Yeah, there's quite a few horror episodes of that one, yes.
Number 3, a show I want to watch, Hannibal.
Yeah, it's funny. At Split Screens, one of
Yes,
the
that
things
made
I
me
remember talking.
interested,
Yeah,
yeah.
I don't know. I didn't watch an episode of it. I like Mads Mikkelsen.
Yeah, he's
But-
really good.
It looks
Yeah.
really disgusting.
Well, yeah, it looks
For
really
NBC,
disturbing.
it looks
yeah.
disgusting, yeah. Number 2, The Twilight Zone.
The
which-
Twilight Zone is
Sure.
classic. Come
yeah.
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 And the number 1 by Ryan Cassie, Twin Peaks.
Yeah.
Now,
I don't know if I'd consider it horror, but
Here,
hey.
there's
Okay,
elements.
why does he say? Why?
well, here's
Okay.
what Ryan Cassie wrote, and
Okay.
he's the one that got this list. This is from 2015.
Okay, fine.
so it's a little outdated.
Okay.
But he wrote, Bob, played by set dresser turned actor Frank Silva. This crackling, shrieking, demon, long-haired, demon... What am I saying?
Demon!
No, not demon. Denim jacket
yes.
gave him the appearance of a metalhead crank dealer.
Crack dealer.
No, it says
Maybe we should have
crank.
Is it crank dealer?
Yeah.
JC should read this.
No, it says crank dealer. The sight of him crawling through the living room towards the camera is the
that's true.
single scariest scene ever shown on television. Lynch and Frost never lost sight of the human suffering at the heart of the horror. It's what continues to make Twin Peaks the all-time television horror champion. And I kind of agree with that, with
Yeah.
the human suffering part.
Yeah, it does. It's the trauma.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
it was crank dealer, not crack dealer. And I was like, crank's a weird word to use, but maybe the movie Crank was out.
well, that's right. I was going to, yeah.
But I'm like, yeah, it's true. But I like that Twin Peaks was number one.
That is awesome.
That is awesome.
As it should be. You know, changing the topic real quick. You know,
Yeah.
I can't believe it's been a year. It feels even longer, but Mark Frost's Twin Peaks: The Final Dossier was released on Halloween.
That's right.
Isn't that
A year ago.
crazy?
And I ignored all the kids because I read it so we can do the podcast. I wanted to be. I actually turned off all my lights. I didn't give them any candy. This year,
I'm reading a book. Get off my lawn.
yeah. I hear kids ringing, "Get away from me!" But this year I'm gonna hand out
I'll
candy.
get you with my death bag.
Yes, I'm gonna throw books at you. But yeah, it's been a year. Oh my god!
It feels longer, maybe because it seems like it's been forever since the show's been off the air and then the book came out.
Yeah.
All right, what do you got there?
Well, I have one of the last entries of Laura Palmer. Do you want to read it?
Sure. All right.
So the problem is the dates are off because really she would be dead by now. But yeah, JC.
All right, so is it
It's just that one page.
Oh, it's just this one page. So it says October 31st, 1989. Dear Diary, it's Halloween. No mask necessary. Blackie's sister Nancy from One-Eyed Jack's brought my clothes and the money they owed me stuffed into a plastic pumpkin. She asked if she could talk to me outside for a moment because... Page ripped out as found.
Dun dun dun.
Dun, dun, dun!
It was when he was one of the missing pages.
Yeah.
It was gonna say, "My father killed me."
Yeah. It was my dad the whole time.
Well, you know what's funny? There was a excerpt of the diary where she talks about the old man in the dream, which of course is Cooper. And she doesn't mention her dad. So like everybody's saying, what does she whisper? And in the diary it says she whispers a man named Bob.
Oh.
So it's kind of funny that the whole thing comes around with a man named
Wow.
Bob. So if that's like, she really didn't, she told him, but she didn't tell him. So
Yeah.
so maybe she was saying the whole time with this return is that you're Bob, or
Yeah.
that you're the other half of you is Bob, or Bob wants you, or something like that.
Ah.
And dun dun dun.
Wow, that's
I
a
still
good,
like that you're
that's a good
dead.
clue.
I do that. Yeah, you're
That's
dead,
good.
and I have you with me, and you're never going to leave.
Oh. That's
Sorry.
depressing. It's so sad.
That's Halloween.
Yeah.
This is Laura Palmer right here.
Skeleton.
Exactly. All right, so let's put our eye on, and we'll say goodbye.
Yeah, well,
because it's been
Or-
it's been a good show. What do you? I mean, Ben and myself, we're going to have a lot going on between now and New Year's. A lot of on the air,
Yep, that's
some
what we're
special
doing.
interviews. We have our best of, which I'm starting to work on. It's gonna be
Just
very
for
special.
Christmas, right? Right in time for Christmas.
It's coming out on the 24th, Christmas Eve. It will be dropping that
Very
morning.
nice.
Yes. it's
If
gonna
you're
be very
getting done
cool.
editing.
Oh yeah.
I'll have it done by then.
Yes.
You got a month and a half.
Oh man, I am so pumped! I started it today, and I'm very excited.
Awesome.
JC, what do you got going on? What's going on with you?
Well, 25 years later, I'm going to do some writing, and then do some more writing, and some more writing, and some more writing. So it'll be coming. I have things coming down the pike to the end of the year. But Frost Fridays, don't forget about that. We're doing Frost Fridays. So
See?
it's the next one's next week.
We didn't have Frosttober.
No, not
this
next.
year.
Yeah, it's next week.
That's right.
Next
Last
week.
year was our
Frosttober.
Frosttober, yeah. No, we're doing Frost Fridays, and it'll be to the end of the year, and so we're covering a bunch of different things. The
Man.
next one, I believe, is the greatest game ever played.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah. So yeah, that's
cool.
that. Look for that out with John Sheesby.
Nice. That's awesome.
So yeah, but you could find me at on Twitter. I think I'm jhotch726.
I always forget who I am,
I always
too.
forget who I am, but you just search me under these guys and you'll find me. And also at 25 Years Later. So subscribe. You can go to our site www.25yearslatersite.com.
Yes.
Yes, site.com. And then there's a little thing on the bottom. It says subscribe. So then you'll never miss an article from us. And you really
Ooh.
don't want to miss it because there's a
No.
lot of great stuff coming out.
There is.
So Horror Fridays, Frost Fridays, Shutter Saturdays. Be on the move for that.
You guys are owning every day of the week.
We're owning.
Yes.
Yes.
Stay away from Mondays because that's when our show drops.
No, we're not. We're fine. We're good on Mondays.
No, I'm
No,
only
we're good on
kidding.
Mondays.
And if you got a comment, question, or theory, drop us a line at Twin Peaks Unwrapped at gmail.com. I'm always on the old Facebook page. People send us stuff on there. We get a lot of likes. I love it. And Ben, how is the old Twitter universe?
Twitter's awesome. We've got a great
Twitter's
community.
awesome.
We have, and I think this is our last live show of the year.
Yeah,
probably
yeah,
because
yeah.
With the holidays, it's getting busy. So
But next year,
happy
look out for more
holidays.
live show. Yes,
Yes.
I'll see you guys.
We should
You guys are my
do
buddies.
a live show next year at the same time as an anniversary when you first came on the show. I think it was like in
I
March.
think that's a good idea.
March, April,
We should have
May.
it on every month next year.
Yeah,
We said that. Yeah.
we gotta talk about that first.
Yeah,
But
life gets busy, but that
we'll
would
be on
be
the Twin
great.
Peaks anniversary, right? With February
Yeah.
24th,
Ooh,
right?
Twin
With
Peaks
Cooper.
Day.
Cooper comes to town.
Right.
Yeah, we should do
When is that?
Diane,
We gotta
it's
look at that.
11:30, February 24th. Isn't that? I think that's
Yeah.
Yes, it's actually they're going to be celebrating Cheers Day
I'd
in
rather be here
Seattle.
than in Philadelphia.
Right.
Cheers Day.
There's a lot going on.
There's a
that
lot going on. So also for the holidays, you can support the podcast by going to our TeePublic page. The link is in the description. You can buy shirts. You can buy cell phone cases. You can buy mugs. You can buy stickers. Part of the donation goes to our keeping the lights on for our podcast for one more year. So, and beyond, who knows?
What? This is our last year?
No, I'm just saying it pays for the yearly subscription, so
all right.
so you don't have to.
That's right.
Buy some Christmas gifts.
Yeah, or for yourself, whatever you want to do. And what else? We're on Google Play. We're on iTunes. Give us a 5-star review. Leave us a comment. We're on Stitcher, and we're on Spotify. So if you're at home playing the new Red Dead Redemption, hey, you can listen to Twin Peaks Unwrapped while you gather around the
Awesome.
West.
Awesome.
Anything else?
I think that's it. We'll be back next week.
All right, we'll be back next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye, everybody. I don't know how to stop this.
Bye.
Diary, December 14th, 1986. I dreamed about Bob last night. Not a real nice dream at all. A little sick in my opinion because I have so much hatred for the way he spoiled me. Made me feel ugly and bad for wanting love or affection. He ruined all of my pride and self-esteem for the longest time. I could only be pretty and sweet because pretty and sweet was easy. Good grades even better. No one wanted me. I wouldn't even let on that I knew what sex was. He did ruin me, didn't he? I mean, in the dream, he came to the window at Leo's and saw me. It was a nastier scene in the dream than it was last night in reality. He kept showing this image of me again and again. And then he was standing by the tree and he said, "You wouldn't have been able to do any of that if it weren't for me." I told him he was wrong. I told him I learned all that he saw when I was alone so that I could do something to make myself feel good and be able to heal the wounds that he made. He said, "Oh yeah, then why do you want Leo to tie you up? Maybe eat you that way, make you a slave. I know you want it, just the way I taught you, little bitch. I saw you with the wand playing with yourself. You were thinking of bad boy Leo, not Bobby little boy who weeps after he gets fucked by a little slut like you." And I woke up ashamed, horrified, guilty, and I imagined him suddenly right before me at the edge of my bed. "You've forgotten, Laura. I know everything, see everything, go anywhere I want. I could tell you more about what you think are secrets than you could tell yourself. You let your guard down, didn't you? Let me have a vacation from that stench of yours. Then you had to call me back. Rancid little bitch. You're pretty mean to me sometimes when you write, aren't you? We'll have to fix that. Make you love me like you used to. I remember that. Soon you will too." And then he disappeared. I need to do something that is right and good today. Who in the fuck is he and why does he hate me so much? I want to die and to forget everything else. I can't take it anymore. I begin to feel good and then someone makes me feel that I'm dirty. Then someone kisses me just right and I feel wanted and excited all over again. I need to know if what I'm doing is right. I can't let Bob be the one who taught me to wish to be tied up sometimes. I don't ever want to be hurt. I never have. I only want to play the games where I have to say dirty things sometimes, not mean things like Bob thinks. And if I'm punished with sex, not pain. Bob is not who puts these ideas in my head. I won't let him be the one. These are my private thoughts. I'm afraid I'll never make it in and out of another sexual experience ever without being afraid that he will come and tell everyone lies about me. If someone who loves me reads this years from now, please try not to hate me. I only feel the way I feel. I don't hurt anyone else, and I don't want to. I try every day to be better and more the way I think the world wants to see a girl like me. But I am Laura. I am sad. God, I am sad again. Why? I missed last year and a day where time is spent with my friends who don't care what I think of late at night. They don't hate me for sometimes dreaming late at night with my hand buried between my legs, ashamed, and how I wish that my other hand would simply pull the trigger. Bob, I forbid you to come to me ever again, in dreams or in reality. You are not welcome. I hate you. I feel so alone. Laura.
Dozy, little lambsy ivy, a kitty ivy to you. It sounds queer and funny to hear. Jumble and jivey will note mares eat oats and does eat oats and little lambs eat ivy. Oh, mares eat oats and does little lambs eat ivy. A kittle eat ivy too.